travelers. Under the watchful gaze of crows perched high above, we embark on a journey etched in shadow and ink, and guided only by the trembling needle of a compass that defies reason. Take a deep breath as we unravel the unknown.
Hello fellow travelers, my name's SG, and welcome to the channel. Respectfully submitted for your pursuit. 2 months ago, there was an announcement made. An announcement that shook the world. A spacecraft coming towards Earth. And this craft was confirmed to have some sort of life sign on it. With many scientists around the world confirming, arrival date would be due either October or late November. This is not science fiction or creepypasta. It simply is the truth, which is more shocking than fiction itself. What this means for the future? I don't know. That's beyond my pay grade, if you will. But what I do know is that I am a reviewer, I am a writer, and I am a fan of fiction. So with your permission, please come with me on the perusal of the original Masters of Terror. I do mean, of course, the Twilight Zone series. Now, I've done the Twilight Zone series before, but with all these revelations and new things coming out every day, I thought, why not focus this month on the observation or the introduction of alien episodes. Some might prove to be prophetic, they may prove to be something else. But either way, they do prove to be entertaining. And now, without further ado, let's get into it, shall we? But before that, please leave a like, comment, subscribe down below if you do like this content. It really helps me out, really lets me know that you enjoy watching and knowing more about these episodes as it goes on. And let's see what happens with this overall twist. Now here we are with To Serve Man. One day, the United States government receives an urgent message that something from the sky has recently landed on Earth. Now these contained creatures known as the Canaanites. The Canaanites are about a little over 9 feet tall, weighing in the neighborhood of 350 pounds, and their origins are clearly unknown, and their motives, well, as we'll see, are more notorious than we care to think, and will go on to inspire several other movies along the way. The Canaanites land on Earth, offering the governments of the world different technologies, different ways to abolish famine, destroy war, and even cause a peaceful ecosystem for them all to live on. They even hand them a book, translated in their own language, about how they could make the Earth better through time. And though it is unknown what it says exactly, the greatest decoders in the UN, and of course the US, are trying their best to translate it. The only thing they can translate is the cover of the book itself, that being To Serve Man. Our main decoder, Michael Chambers, who was our main protagonist, is looking into how to decode the book, but his friend and assistant, Pat, is out for vacation. With him grappling back and forth with what these aliens are really intending for, he ultimately decides to surrender and give them the benefit of the doubt. But when his assistant does come back, it is revealed that there is a darker motive behind the Canaanites' appearance here. Now that would be a rough summation of the overall story, and I'll leave the twist for the end. But if you really do want to go check out the episode, you can find it on Amazon Prime, or even on Tubi for free. So please do go check it out. It is in Season 3, Episode 10. It's a classic episode with some practical effects that do leave a good mark, and would, as I said before, leave a bigger impression on the alien genre, if you will. But before we get on that, let's have some background for it, shall we? To Serve Man was originally aired on March 2nd, 1962. And it was originally based on a book called To Serve Man by Damon Knight. It was a short story, of course, and part of another series of books, but this one had to be the most notorious one, mainly because of the episode from the Twilight Zone. The script/adaptation was done by Rod Serling himself, the main creator and narrator of the series. And of course, with Damon Knight's permission, they did copy a lot of what the book was all about, and a lot of the characteristics. The one things that they did change were, of course, the characters themselves, the appearances of the alien. The aliens were meant to be more like half pig, half human creatures, but even he had to admit when translating it into a live action episode, it would look a little sillier and didn't have as much impact as we would ultimately go with at the very end. And while Damon Knight did admit that the episode itself was great and that he really did enjoy seeing his vision be translated into a series, he did have some issues with the main character, Michael Chambers, being a translator in a way, but felt that they downgraded, if you will, the book itself to be more of code rather than a language. Because in his book, it was much more intricate and detailed than it was shown in the actual episode. But overall, he admits those were just mere nitpicks and he really did appreciate the episode and the attention that it brought to him personally. The creature itself, while a big departure from the original vision of the creator, was very well received and would be seen in later Twilight Zone episodes down the line. They had extended heads to make it look like their brains were extraordinarily large. They were said to be about 9 feet tall, but ultimately ended on a 7 feet tall feet in the actual world, and were designed to look almost angelic, almost holy, in order to trick the citizens themselves by giving them robes and that kind of sentimentality. Richard Kiel played their leader, simply known as the Canaanite, and gave it a performance that was eerily creepy but at the same time kind of soothing, showing why that people fell for these smooth talks to begin with, and how ultimately they came to trust him. And again, leading into the fact that they look almost human, or close to human as possible, did kind of set some people at ease, kind of giving that idea that we really don't know what to expect from these creatures, period. Now the ending. Michael Chambers, played by Lloyd Bachner, was finally accepted that the aliens do seem nothing but positive towards humanity. They've helped cure diseases, they've helped end famine, and they've helped stop World War altogether by applying force fields. And so, with that in mind, he goes with the rest of the crowd when they are invited by these creatures, the Canaanites, to go to their homeland on their home planet, so that they may receive the ultimate knowledge of humanity. It is when Michael Chambers is finally going on board the ship, along with the Canaanites and a handful of other humans, that his assistant does come up to him and yells that to serve man is not an instruction guide or a peace offering, it's a cookbook ultimately, and that they are designed to teach the Canaanites how to eat humans properly, and that they are being brought upon their ship to their home world where they will be treated as the feast. We end with Michael Chambers struggling trying to get off the ship, but ultimately being stuck there when it takes off. And it ends with him talking to the main Canaanite, the one that we've known, trying to get him to eat and fatten him up. And then he talks to the camera one last time, saying you just have to accept the inevitable ultimately, as he slowly begins to eat all the food on the table. And with that, we fade to black, with just the last words of Rob Sterling, knowing the ultimate end of humanity in question. Ultimately, this episode serves as a warning, not just for aliens, albeit, but warning for a trusting of your own instincts, a trusting of your own process and your own thoughts, trusting that you know what's best for you, or ultimately what's wrong. And Michael Chambers, our main protagonist, felt that something was off, but ultimately felt that there was enough evidence to support their being good. And while that everything may seem or look on the nose good, not everything that glitters is made of gold. And with all that being said, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. We will be doing more Twilight Zones as we go from October to November. Please leave it down in the comment section on which Twilight Zone you like or if you would like me to cover. And with all that being said, please leave a like, comment, subscribe down below. I'd really appreciate it. Let me know you like this content. And thanks again for watching. Hope to see you guys next time.